everyone. Welcome to class. Welcome to Grounding Down Yoga. I'm so happy to have you here. As always, my name is Morgan, and I'm going to hold some space for your home practice today. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day, your busy schedule, your busy life to create and carve out a little bit of space for yourself, your physical movement, and your energetic release. We have a very activating, exciting practice today. I feel like I say exciting about almost every practice that I upload, but I'm excited about this one. This class is going to be a level 2, and in moments 2-3 approach to a strong body. I feel like in our wellness industry, so much of practice prioritizes the look or the aesthetic expression of a pose, a body, a practitioner, etc. And y'all know how I feel about that. At Grounding Down, we prioritize holistic wellness. Wellness of the 4 pillars: the mind, the body, the spirit, and the emotions or the energy body. And so what I want to make really clear with this approach to a strong body practice is, yes, we're going to be focusing on cultivation of physical strength in the sense of fortifying our physical structures in preparation of what is to come, which is spring. Imbolc was last week, which is a pagan holiday celebrating the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So we're halfway through, y'all. We're halfway through, and I know most of y'all are in Colorado, so the winter has felt kind of like, we've had snow for sure, but it hasn't been like that brutal hard winter that so many of us are used to. And for those of you who are on the East Coast and the West Coast, I know that your winters have probably been different. But I'll speak for myself when I say that I'm really excited for these longer days. I can feel just a little bit more vitamin D available in the sunlight every day at our latitude. Not a ton is available or bioavailable just from the sunlight much of the winter. But every day as the earth shifts and tilts a little bit, we are getting a little bit more vitamin D exposure at our latitude. And for me, that feels like a lifting of my seasonal blues, my seasonal depression that I feel like I went through this winter. And so, yeah, this is all about fortifying the body in preparation for spring. I know y'all, so many of you are starting gardens and getting ready to be hands and knees on the earth, or being a little bit more active and out there as the weather warms up. And I want to just provide this class as an avenue or a tool to start getting to that point. You can take this class once, you can take it once a week or a couple times a week in preparation for getting ready for this spring activation. I do want to remind y'all that we are still in winter, so if anything in this class feels too activating, too Agni, too fiery, too hot, I will cue modifications. You can always take child's pose and rest and choose yourself. This will be a nice combination of, I'm just looking at my notes, a nice combination of deep stretching, opening of the hips and the legs, core activation, upper body activation especially, and a little bit of a burn, a little bit of a burn to get some sweat going, some energy moving, and some purifying breath flowing, okay? So let's just start in a meditative, comfortable seat when you're ready. Find a nice cross-legged position, relax your hands in your lap, and close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Audible, open mouth exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale through your nose. Out the mouth. Listen for the change. Inhale through your nostrils. Exhale out the nostrils. Warm Ujjayi breath in. Warm Ujjayi breath out. And keep this Ujjayi pranayama flowing, please. And use this more audible, textured breath as an anchor into the commitment of your practice. Use the breath as a commitment to really be here in this moment for your practice, not checking your phone or pausing the video and running back and forth, but really just letting yourself settle here as an anchor. Ujjayi, inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. And please keep this Ujjayi breath moving. Place your hands on your thighs and start to take a few hip circles in one direction. Good. And move a little slower here. Move in a way that is just starting to open up, lubricate, and create gentle stretch in your tissues. If you want, you can start implementing a little bit more spinal flexion and extension, otherwise known as simple cat-cow movements in your spine as you rotate. So maybe you find the rounding when you roll backwards and the arching of your chest forward when you roll towards the front of your mat. Good. Switch out the direction of your movements, please. And just breathe towards the areas of your body that are starting to open up slowly, perhaps the areas of your body that are asking for a little bit more attention this morning. For me, it's my low back. And one more round, please, and then come back to a centered seat. Let's start with some Agnisthambasana, hip opening posture. So what that's going to look like, Agnisthambasana is called fire log pose, otherwise known as fire log pose in English. So let's start with your left leg on top. Hook your left ankle on top of your right knee, best you can. And then this knee will float above the opposite ankle, kind of stacking like fire logs, right? Flex your toes. Really curl your toes towards your shin. This firms your quads and protects all of the tiny little ligaments in your knee that otherwise would be prone to overstretch or hyperextension. Ooh, this might feel like enough for you, but if you are ready to go deeper, hinge at your waistline, place your fingertips forward, and round through your back body. Let go of the weight of your head. Good, and we've got 3 rounds of breath here. Try to slow your breath, draw your breath out to take your time. One more. And keep the legs. Walk your hands towards you about halfway. And then turn yourself over towards the left just a little bit. We're not taking a huge twist. Your upper body is almost at a diagonal here, a 45-degree angle. So find and negotiate that sweet spot where both of your hips are still touching the ground. And then maybe tiptoe your fingertips forward. Find that edge. This is a huge hip stretch. Big 3 breaths. On the bottom of that third exhale, walk your hands back towards your center. Carefully help your top leg off. Ooh, plant your feet in front of you, bend your knees, and just dip your knees side to side a little bit. That was huge. Agnisthambasana is not an easy posture to begin class with, but I really think the network of the connective tissue that we do open up and access in that posture is really important for an invigorating practice. So now let's move into the opposite side. This time bring your right leg on top, left leg underneath. Good. Find that stack best you can. Does not need to be perfect or look geometric necessarily. It needs to feel good in your body. It needs to feel available. So flex your toes towards your shins. Find that nice energetic hug in. This might be where you stay. If you need a little bit more, maybe hinge forward at the waist. Tiptoe your fingertips forward until you find that edge. You'll know when you feel the edge. The edge is not pain. It is discomfort before we feel pain, right? So find that edge. Big breath in. Big breath out. 2 more. Last one. And then tiptoe your fingers over to the right side, about a diagonal. You don't need to go all the way into that deep twist. We'll get there eventually. Find your edge. Keep both hip bones really touching the ground here as your anchor point. 3 big breaths. And when you release your third exhale, come all the way back to center. Help your top leg off. Ooh, maybe straighten your legs forward and just give yourself a little squeeze up and down your shins, your knees, the tissue right around your kneecap and the quad. Good. Once you feel like you've squeezed yourself adequately, meet me in tabletop pose, all fours. I'm always going to recommend that you use a blanket underneath your knees. I was in the local sauna yesterday and I was chilling with this like 65-year-old ex-fireman who just got both of his knees replaced. And he said he wished that he had padded his knees young in life. So let that be a lesson, y'all. Pad your knees, take care of your joints so they have that longevity. Good. Tuck your toes, inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, cat pose, curl through your back, tuck your chin, hollow your abdomen. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. Come back to tabletop pose. Come on your fingertips here. What I want you to do is step your left foot forward to the top of your mat. Make sure that your hands are inside your foot. If you want some props today, I always recommend the blanket, obviously, and a couple of blocks to give yourself a little bit of a lift away from the ground. Good. From here, bend pretty deep into your front leg and start to open your back quad and your back hip flexor. You see my front knee, I'm kind of wagging it outward side to side, and I'm pretty much curled up entirely on the pink edge of my foot. So my big toes in the air, and I'm still finding that flexion, that curling of the toes towards the shin. Dip side to side just for a moment here. Opening the quads is one of the most important muscle groups to stretch. One of my teachers told me if you only have time to stretch one muscle group a day, let it be your quads. Your quads, they govern the hips. They keep the hips either tight or supported. Tight hips tug on a low back, which pulls on your entire spine and affects your entire posture. When your quads are open, you have flexibility in your hip flexors. Your back becomes more mobile, your spine has more room to open up. So stretch your quads, y'all. Find a nice stopping point, a good sweet spot, an edge. Big breath in. Out the nose. Good, one more, fill it up. Clear it out. Good. Keep your leg at this diagonal, lean your hips back into a modified Ardha Hanuman half splits. Dig your heel into the ground, curl your toes towards your shin. And again, I love blocks underneath the hands here, but if you don't have them, you can just place your hands right on the ground or use a couple of thick books if you have them handy. Untuck your tailbone just a little bit. Keep your gaze slightly forward. Big breath in. Big exhale. And one more. This is for the hamstring. Huge inhale. Let it out. Good. And step back into tabletop pose. Nice job. Let's do a little bit of a burn exercise. I'm going to keep my hands on my blocks on the lowest setting for just a little bit of a lift. So what I want you to do is lift your left leg out to the side. Good. If you feel like you're putting a lot of body weight out on your right hand, take that hand wider. Broaden your foundation. That hand might even come off the mat. Find that 90-degree angle in your leg. Flare your toes. Put some daylight between your toes. Big breath in. Exhale, lower your knee down. Don't touch it. Keep it hovering. We've got 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there, go high, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it lifted. Keep your leg lifted. Elevate and open your inner hip flexor. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly come all the way back down to tabletop pose. Re-regulate. Stretch your left leg behind you, tuck your toes, and push back a little bit. Hamstring and glute, good morning. We're getting warmed up. We are opening up those hips for all the squatting over the garden beds, the harvesting of the fruits and vegetables to come. This is body prep for the harvest. Okay, so now step your right foot to the top of your mat, wide, towards that side edge. Bend into your front knees, stretch your back quad. Good. And then just kind of dip your hips side to side here, back and forth. You find any areas that need a little bit more release, a little bit more breath. Good. And then find that sticking point. Find that sweet spot to hang out for just 2 big breaths. Deep breath in. Deep exhale. Fill up. And clear out. Good. Lean your hips back. Keep your leg at this slight diagonal angle for a touch of a hamstring stretch. Really curl your toes towards your shin. You might feel that stretch translate deep into your hamstring. Breathe in. Out the mouth. One more. Fill your lungs up. Empty. Good. Step back into tabletop pose. Drop those blocks down a setting if you're using them. And then prep, maybe take your left hand wide off the mat. From here, lift your right leg up to that 90-degree angle. Curl your toes. Really put some daylight between your toes and lift from your inner thigh. Go for that edge. Big breath in. Exhale, lower down slowly with control. Use your muscular strength to control the controlled drop, I guess. Don't just let it collapse. Lift. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it lifted, keep it lifted. Push through your foot. Lift through your inner hip, inner thigh. Big breath in. And exhale, tabletop pose. Nice job. Set your blocks to the side for now or forwards. Come back into tabletop pose. Take some organic cat-cow movements in your spine, or perhaps even some big barrel rolls through your side ribs. Good. If you're favoring moving in one direction, move in the opposite direction. Nice job, everybody. Good. Take 2 or 3 more rounds of breath and organic movement here, whatever is needed. And then meet me back in tabletop pose, all fours. Good. So widen your palms here. Clutch your fingertips into the mat to feel a little suction, a little hollow of your palms. It's called Hasta Bandha, also known as the hand lock. Tuck your toes. I think I already said that. And right away, just start to hug your pubic bone towards your belly button. So there's a slight shortening of your low belly and a broadening of your sacrum. Big breath in. Exhale, hover your knees a few inches off the ground here for bear's pose. And continue to hug your pubic bone towards your belly button to pubic bone. If you want a little bit more cross brace, energetically hug your left kneecap to your right wrist, and then left wrist to your right kneecap. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Stay for the breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, hips up and back. And pedal it out a little bit. Then one knee deeply and then the other. Good. Nice gentle dip of the hips side to side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Start to walk your hands backwards towards your feet to the very back edge of your mat. When you get to the back of your mat, heel toe your feet wide, a little bit wider than your hips. Bend your knees, hinge at your waist for your first extended forward fold, Uttanasana. Grab some hands to elbows for ragdoll. And give yourself a little gentle sway side to side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Place your hands down on the ground in front of you. Heel toe your feet right back underneath your hip bones so your major joints stack. Inhale, half lift. Place your hands on your shins. Parallel your spine to the earth. Tone your belly so your hands are light against your shins. Then exhale, fold forward. 2 more. Inhale, half lift. Strong abdomen. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen for the change. You might stay here with your hands on your shins. For a little bit more core activation, hug your belly button in towards your sacrum, brace your pelvic floor, and place your hands on your hips. That might be enough for you. For a big hamstring strengthening exercise, softly bend your knees, keep your hips where they are, and then reach your arms straight forward, parallel to the ground. Big breath in. Big breath out. Strong core, strong legs. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms open. Inhale, straighten your arms, stack your bones. Exhale, swan dive all the way back down to the ground, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit, plant your hands and walk yourself all the way back, or all the way forward actually, into plank pose. Kumbhakasana. Good. So here in plank, from your tippy toes, inhale, push forward a few inches. Exhale, come back. Inhale, forward. Shoulders will move just a touch past your wrist creases. And exhale, come back. Good. Let's do 5 more razor blades. 5, 4, 3. Brace your core. Woo! 2. And 1. Downward facing dog. Big inhale. Big exhale. Walk your hands backwards towards your feet. Come back into your forward fold. We'll flow through this one. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, second time. Opportunity to keep your hands on your hips or softly bend your knees and reach your arms straight forward. Tone your belly. Hug into your perineum, the very, very bottom of your pelvic floor. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach for it. Exhale, gentle cactus. Softly bend your knees, elevate your ribs, hug your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, slow as you can. Use your core strength, palm your hands forward to plank pose. Good. So here in plank, keep your legs zipped up, pubic bone continuously hugging towards your navel center. Let's take a few hip dips side to side. So kind of dip your hips over to the left, back through center, pop the booty to the right. Center, left, center, right. Good. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, woo, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. Palm your hands towards your feet. Come back into your forward fold Uttanasana. This time, take a Padahastasana break, gorilla pose. Bring your fingertips underneath your feet. Bend your knees pretty deeply so your thighs might touch your belly. Soften up the bend in the elbows and hinge forward completely. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. One more. Fill your lungs. Fill the back lungs. Exhale. Carefully take your hands out from underneath your feet. Inhale, traditional half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, modified half lift. Hands to your hips if you haven't tried it yet. Hands to the hip creases. Elbows will point straight up behind you like wings. If you want a little bit more, tone your abdominals, bend your knees. Roll your inner thighs in towards each other. Reach your arms straight forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, Samasthitihi, thank God. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, come all the way back down to the earth. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant your palms, slow as you can, slowly crawl into plank pose. Nice job, everybody. So here in plank, let's just hold it for a moment. Spread through your hands. Energetically hug your arm bones towards each other without actually moving them. And tuck your tailbone just a little bit so you feel the suction of your low belly, the hollowing of your abdomen as if you were a boat that just flipped in the water. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Huge breath out. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg high up behind you. Bend your knees, stack your hip open. Option to come down on your left forearm if that feels like a nice place for you. Squeeze your right heel towards your right glute. And continue to turn your chest square towards the back of your mat so you're not losing or collapsing any body weight. Inhale, come all the way back up to three-legged dog. Close your hips. And exhale, step to the top edge of your mat. You can bring your blocks underneath your hands to frame your front foot. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, open twist. Reach your right arm all the way up. That feels so nice after all that core work. Deep inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach all the way up and open. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Come all the way back down, hands to your blocks. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right leg all the way back to your mat. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, open twist to the left. Reach your left arm all the way up. Big twist, big sweep. Breathe in. Exhale, place your hand down. Softly straighten your front leg. My back heel is still floating off the ground. It's a little bit of a brain teaser to keep the back heel lifted and the front toes lifted. Good. Inhale, gaze forwards. And then exhale, bow in towards your front leg. If you want, you can bring your front toes down to touch the earth. Maybe forehead touches your knee. One more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank pose. Just set your blocks to the side, step back to Kumbhakasana. Big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Now this time, tent your fingertips wide off the edges of your mat, elbows come up. Press down, inhale, lift up, King Cobra pose. Exhale, drag your ribcage forward all the way down. Good. Press down, inhale, lift up, King Cobra, Bhujangasana. But on your exhale, dip your right shoulder in, twist over towards the left, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale back, and exhale, switch. Inhale, come on back, and exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, inhale, push all the way back to downward facing dog. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg high up behind you, bend your knees, stack your hip open, maybe come down onto your right forearm here, and really spread through your palm and clutch your mat with your right fingertips for control and stability. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Come all the way back up to three-legged dog, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana, huge inhale. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Locate your blocks, place them right underneath your hands here. Inhale, lengthen, look forward a few inches. Exhale, reach your left arm all the way up towards the sky. Big open twist, perhaps your gaze follows. Stay for your breath in. And exhale, step to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, reach your arms, circle sweep. Exhale, swan dive, hands back down to your blocks. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your left leg all the way back. Good. Inhale, look forward. Blocks might come up to the tallest setting here. Then exhale, soft straighten your front leg, lean back. This is a modified pyramid pose, a really good opportunity to stretch your hamstrings. Inhale, look forwards, maybe plant down your entire right foot on the mat. And then exhale, hinge at your waistline and melt your upper body closer to your leg. One of my favorite self-assists, take your right thumb, wedge it into the flesh of your right hip crease, and roll all of that slightly down and back as a stabilizing offering to your hip. Inhale, elevate your spine. And exhale, hinge and fold. Stay for the breath in. And the breath out. And place your hand back on your block. Inhale, rebend your knee, gaze forwards. And exhale, step all the way back to plank. And from plank, lower down to your knees. And take a seat for a moment. Grab a sip of water. We've been flowing and burning, so give yourself a moment to rehydrate, wipe some sweat. Okay. So, I want to teach you all a quick core drill that we're going to utilize a few more times throughout our class, throughout our practice today. So grab your blanket. If you've lost it, pad your knees. Make a point to pad your knees. I'm going to demonstrate this core drill with knees down for a couple of reasons, mostly because this core drill involves quite a bit of shoulder mobility, and I have just a right weaker shoulder by virtue of use and practicing yoga forever. So I'm going to use my knees as support. I know a lot of you are strong practitioners and have a lot of cultivated upper body and shoulder strength, so you might try this with your knees off the ground. So what I want us to do is start in a forearm plank with the knees down. Okay, so bring your forearms down to the ground. And for today's purposes, please keep your hands separate. Don't interlace them into a fist. It'll just make the flow of this a lot easier. Good. So, forearm plank, knees down. What this is going to look like is Actually, I wonder if we could do it in dolphin. Let's just actually try it. So take your hands wide, clutch your fingertips into the mat, tuck your toes, come all the way up into dolphin pose. Good. So feel free to watch me first because I've done this kind of movement before. I want you with both arms at the same time to come all the way up into downward facing dog. If that doesn't feel good, do it one at a time. From down dog, inhale, shift forward into plank. Here's where I'm going to drop my knees down for a modified chaturanga or a halfway push-up. Come back up to plank. Exhale, down dog. Down dogs. Woo! Come into dolphin. Let's do that 2 more times together. Inhale, come all the way up, down dog. Plank. Exhale, modified chaturanga or full chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in. Exhale, dolphin, 1 form at a time. 1 more. Okay, here we go. Breathe in, down dog. Come all the way up. Exhale, plank. Stay for the breath in. Exhale, modified chaturanga or full chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Big breath in. Clear down. Gaze forwards. Walk or take a little hop. Feet to hands, forward fold. I'm going to walk because my arms are jelly after that one. Keep your feet the distance of your hips. Softly bend your knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees. Take a deep seat. Good. Actually, if you have your blanket behind you, scooch it out of the way. Just got a few more squat leg drills to go through, y'all. I know we've been burning through it today. So in chair pose, I actually want you to interlace your hands into a fist and hold it very close to your solar plexus, your center, as a gesture of balance for this practice. Okay, this definitely pulls a little bit more from an aerobic practice, not so much asana, but I really believe in the power of slow and steady biomechanical movements to foster deeper strength and functionality in your physical structure. Okay, so in your deep squat, what I want you to do in chair pose is step your right leg back into a lunge. Good. Inhale, step back into chair. Exhale, left leg back. Chair. Right leg back. Chair. Deep squat. Left leg back. Good. 10 more. 10. Find a focus point to gaze at in front of you. Squat. 9. 8. 7, strong core, keeps you stable. 6. Woo, halfway there. 5. 4, deep bend in that back knee if you want a little bit more. 3. 2. Good. 1, come back, stay in your deep squat. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Elevate, actually teeter-totter your upper body until it's parallel to the earth. Soften in the knees. This might be where you stay. Maybe bring your hands to your hips into that modified halfway lift. Or last time, bring your arms forward. Whew. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, cactus your arms open. Inhale, straighten your arms, stack your bones. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Clench your palms, step all the way back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, slowly bring your right knee to your right elbow. Maybe give it a touch. Inhale, straighten your right leg one more time. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, tuck your chin, shift forward. Inhale, re-extend your right leg. And then exhale, cross it under. Squeeze your abdominals in, tap your left elbow, gaze left. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, pigeon pose. Whew. Place your shin in front of you at that nice 45-degree angle. You can stay upright with hands on your blocks if that feels like a better place for you. But if you want, hinge forward and come down to find a little bit more focused reset in your hips after that deep squat drill. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Tuck your toes. Place your hands down. Use your core strength to lift and hover your right shin off the ground. Step back to plank. Big inhale. Exhale, down dog. Come down into dolphin pose. I'm going to do that drill one more time. Strong forearms, inhale, come all the way back to down dog. Push forward into plank. Knees up or down. Take a chaturanga. Push back up to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg all the way up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, cross under, reach for your right elbow, just touch it. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, pigeon pose this side. Deep inhale. And exhale, come forward to your preferred depth of this posture. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place your hands down on the ground. Tuck your back toes first. Lift your back knee off the ground. Use your core to hover your left leg off the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, plank. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Got our last dolphin drill. Please come down to dolphin, forearms on the earth. Last time. You can keep your feet pretty close here if you want. You can zip your legs up. Inhale, come all the way up to down dog. Lift your forearms up. Shift forward to plank. Breathe in. Exhale, chaturanga or modified chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop through to a seat. Woo. Nice job, everyone. I'm going to turn towards you for our next little bit of reset. Okay, inhale, take your arms wide. Exhale, eagle wrap right underneath the left. Remember, if an eagle wrap feels too tight, just give yourself a bear hug. It is the exact same rotation in your shoulder joint. Either variation you're taking, squeeze your arms in towards each other. Make a point to squeeze. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, stretch your arms wide. Exhale, wrap to the opposite side. This time left comes underneath right. Squeeze your arms in to create release, especially around the tricep area. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, fill your lungs. Empty. Relax your arms to the sides. If you want, you can interlace your hands behind you, roll your shoulder heads back for a little bit of an external rotation in your shoulders. And release. So good, my friends. Please make your way to lying down flat on your back in a supine position. And from here, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining butterfly pose, is waiting for you. If you'd like, you can take A-frame arms and hold onto opposite elbows overhead, or just let your arms be super long overhead and relax. Breathe in deep. And breathe out. Bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs. Help your legs come back towards each other. Take your right ankle, hook it right on top of your left thigh. For modified figure 4, do not reach through or interlace yet. Instead, lift your left leg off and create natural pressure with your top ankle into your thigh back into your ankle. And see if you can create release and sensation in your right glute, your right piriformis. Good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Big breath in. Big exhale. Good. Relax and put your left foot down. Slide your right thigh all the way over the left as if you were crossing your legs. Scoot your hips over to the right first, and then let your knees tip to the left for a juicy, internally rotated supine twist. Take a deep breath in and a deep exhale. Use your left elbow to press down into the ground, rotate back to center, and cross your legs, re-level your hips. Give me a little gentle windshield wipe side to side. When you're ready, let's move into your opposite side. This time, hook your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Don't reach through. Instead, create a figure 4 with just the pressure of your ankle into your thigh and your thigh back into your ankle. This pressure coming from both sides will create a little bit of a release in your left glute. Remember to kind of widen your left kneecap away from you. And turn your toes on, flare them. Deep inhale. Out the mouth. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One more. Big breath in. Big exhale. Relax your foot. Slide your left thigh over the right. Scooch over to the left a few inches and tip your knees over to your right side. Deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Push your right elbow down into the ground to bring yourself all the way back. Uncross your legs. And this time, bring your knees in towards your belly and curl into a little ball. Maybe hold your arms over your shins as you rock side to side. Our final suggested posture. Widen your knees, hold on to the inner or outer edges of your feet, and open up for Ananda Balasana, Happy Baby, a tremendous relaxing stretch through your hamstrings, your inner hips, and a full release through your pelvic floor. You might even bring one leg at a time, straighten the opposite, and create a little bit of a rocking and rolling side to side. At this time, if there are any other movements, postures, or preparations that you're craving to feel completely satisfied in this practice, go ahead and take any of those now. And just start to ease your way into your final resting pose. Thank you so much for taking some time for yourself, taking some time to do some yoga with me. It's my honor and privilege to hold this space for you, and it really does mean the world to have you in the Grounding Down yoga community, so thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, whatever it holds, and I'm going to encourage you to take 5 to 10 minutes of Shavasana, of quiet rest. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Shavasana.